And we're live, and it's 2021. So we survived 2020. We got through. Positivity got us through, guys. I know that 2020 was a rough year for a lot of people, but hopefully you guys can find some moments about 2021 that you appreciated. Hopefully you guys had some time for some self-reflection. I know that a lot Hey guys, I know that a lot has gone on in 2020, especially for me. It was actually a pretty good year. So other than a lot of the craziness that happened, a lot of good things came. If you guys haven't already, I've got a YouTube video that I just posted with kind of a recap of my 2020, all the good moments. I didn't really put anything bad, but let's see if I can get my friend. And we will go ahead and get started. This is a lot of people starting off on a Monday. Hey!
Hey, happy new Monday!
First Monday.
Woo woo! Hey, nice. I just connected, heard you recapping 2020. Staying
Yes.
very positive. Good to hear.
Honestly. I mean, that's the only way you can get through rough times is trying to focus on the good things that are happening still.
It's right. And I always find a positive in every situation. It's crazy.
Most definitely.
E- we'll talk about that as we go, I guess.
Yeah. So I will let you kind of go ahead and introduce yourself so that people know who you are, since I already know who you are.
Okay, all right. Well, I like to go by Spandy Andy, and I like to keep it tight and bright, which means appreciate the fact that you're alive and use your energy for positivity. And it also means wearing spandex, but I'm currently not because I'm in Canada, which is not the best place for spandex. We got too much snow going on here.
Yeah.
Gotta wear, that's my excuse anyway, right? But yeah, like I love wearing spandex in public because it does make people laugh. And so if that's a way to make people smile, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's hard to see the smiles these days with the masks on, but I can see it in their eyes.
Yeah. Most
And
definitely.
that, and that's why I wear these glasses, so you can see it in my eyes too. But yeah, no, I met you in 2016 in Washington at Playlist, right?
Yep.
And I've been doing Spandy Andy and spreading happiness for at least 10 years now. So you met me at my halfway point, right? I think I feel like my peak. So yeah, I'm still doing the same thing, and yeah, hope to continue going. And I was impressed to see all the people watching here. You have quite the audience. Nice. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me on here.
A pretty good group of people. I kind of took a little time off from my lives in the month of December because I needed to take some time to just kind of breathe. So it's nice to kind of get started back up in 2021.
Good for you. Yeah, I know everybody's has to be online now. They got no choice. So
Exactly. Give them something positive to watch.
exactly. We're here. That's what I want to do is just talk positive with you. And if your audience has any questions, let me know. But I keep it pretty simple.
Yeah. So my question for you is like, how did like Spandy Andy start? Like, what made you just decide to like start doing something like that?
Right. Well, yeah, there was quite the process to it from the whole story of my life really brought me there. But when I realized the power of positivity and just being positive all the time really made my life a better place. And just practicing it as an experiment at first. And then every time I did it, I got such good results that I realized this is something I need to keep doing. So it first was almost a joke, honestly. I put some spandex on just to be silly, and my brother filmed it. And then it just made everybody laugh. And I realized maybe my one talent was not being embarrassed, I guess, because everybody was like, why are you doing this? Is this some sort of like, is this your bachelor party? Or like, what's going on? And I was just like, no, I'm just happy to be alive. Just like we're celebrating Monday today, like celebrate everything. So it
Yeah.
was, it just works. It's crazy. You'll notice that the more positive you are, better life gets.
Yeah. I mean, I started these like positive like live streams on Instagram after I kind of had like a really rotten month, and I was just like, I want to do something because 2020 was rough for everyone, no matter who you are in the world. Like something was impacted by last year,
Yeah.
and I felt like in certain circumstances my life was going a little bit more smooth. So I was just like, what can I do to kind of give back? And honestly, like positivity, like doing stuff like this, spreading positivity online, it's like enormous because it's feeding into everyone else's day, helping them be positive, is coming back and hitting me. Like these are probably like my favorite thing
Yeah.
to do on a regular basis just because like at the end, like it's at the end of my workday, so like I'm drained. But then after I'm done with the live, like I'm driving home and I'm just like in a perfect mood, and I'm just like, this has to
Yeah.
happen. It's just got to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. You're like buzzing, and it works the same when I was performing as a street performer. I did a lot of that, and so that was kind of an experiment. And then when I made somebody laugh, and then they would join in and do a little dance, that would make me laugh and like surprise me. And then like this feedback loop of connecting with people, which we're really missing right now. So, out in public. So
Yeah,
this is really important to have and connect with people. And then the energy, positivity, like you said, it invigorates you and it gives you more energy. Whereas I guess at your job, it ends up taking from you. So we might have to talk about that a little more.
yeah. I mean, I have taken quite a few weeks off from work here recently, so jumping right back in today, like getting all caught back up, like it's just a long, like normally, so I do like leadership coaching, new hire coaching. So normally I'm like in front of people and I have to have high energy, but like we've gone
Yeah.
virtual, so I literally just spin in my office chair for 8 hours. And
Uh,
so like the energy has died down a lot going to virtual. So I'm having to like find better ways to like use my energy and positivity.
Nice. Yeah. It's it's crazy because I'm like, you can be happy all the time, and a lot of people tell me no, you can't. And I do understand that life does have ebbs and flows and ups and downs, but gratitude, I'm sure you've learned, and a lot of people have, you can still find that even in some of the darkest times.
Yeah. I feel like once people discover that in life, like they just want to share it with everybody else. But there's still a lot of people that have like their doubt in it. And like I've had people talk to me about like toxic positivity, and I'm like, I
Right.
understand that like bad things happen, and I'm not pretending to be happy, but like when you project positivity all the time, like you do attract that. So that when bad times come, like you've attracted so much good things around you that negativity doesn't stay around for very long.
Yeah, and it's crazy how, like we were saying, positivity, it's so powerful and it gives you energy, whereas negativity actually brings you down and takes away from your energy. So that's why negativity really doesn't have a chance also. It's so great because it's weak. It needs to sleep.
Yeah.
And like I just find that when I go and perform with positivity to people, they'll try to use negativity against me sometimes, but it's awesome. It just fails instantly. Like the whole audience sees it, and then like the positivity wins always.
Yeah. I since I've like switched to like I've when we first met, my platform was pretty small. I was like LGBT focused, and I was just like, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are already doing kind of LGBT content, and I kind of switched my whole content over to positivity. So I'm still sticking with LGBT stuff because that's my background, but
Yeah.
as soon as I switched to like positivity, like I realized how many people out there like that's what they're looking for, and I have honestly gotten more excited that I've inspired other content creators to start doing lives and start doing positivity stuff instead. And it's crazy how it can like take over somebody, and once they like realize, like you can see it, like it's a switch, like they just want to share it
Yeah.
with the rest of the world as well.
Yeah, I connect a lot with the LGBT community because of the word pride, I guess, maybe specifically, and being so flamboyant because my brother's gay, so he showed me, to be proud of yourself for who you are, even if there is some people that don't approve, like, because he was gay before same-sex marriage in Canada and had to go through all kinds of stuff. So he's part of my story of Spandy Andy as well, and that's why there's so many aspects to it. But I love what you said, that you're just going straight positivity, because sometimes when you put a label on yourself and say you're LGBT, then the straight people might not feel like it works for them potentially. But when it's just positivity, it doesn't matter what you identify as. I feel that really encompasses everybody. And I honestly I used to be Jew Unit before Spandy Andy. I was like, Jew Unit, Dr. Dreidel. And I was really identifying with the Jewish heritage that I had. And I realized that actually boxed me into just Jewish culture and Jewish jokes. And then I was like, no, positivity, color, the whole spectrum, everything, right? We're all one big family. So that's how I ended up getting more into the positivity
Yeah,
arena.
I noticed that when you find like a title that can like encompass everyone, you start to realize that you start to bring people together that weren't really in the same group before. And I mean, 2020, I feel like has really shown me that this world in general needs people out there to like bring us all together. So, like, I love
Yes.
titles. I think titles are important because you can find community that way, but I also feel like titles have really pushed a lot of people apart. And I've always told people, I'm like, when it comes to our unique features and things that make us different, that's what makes our community strong when we come together. So, like, an LGBT community can
Nice.
come together, but it's going to be our differences, it's going to be our heritages, our families, our techniques and skills all coming together that make us a strong group. So, like for me, I've been bringing together all my friends that really have that like positive vibe to them, and they all have very different stories than my own. And I've learned that my story, I will probably only connect with a small group of people, but I want to be able to use my platform to pull people from every background and show, like, hey, like positivity comes from all of these different people. Like, look at the differences that we've had, and just being authentic and sharing our stories like lets other people know, like, hey, you don't have to have my life
Yeah.
to be positive, like you can have your own life.
Yeah.
We can flip it.
It's crazy. Like, I love it because we're all unique for sure. No question. We're all a unique snowflake, right? Every snowflake's different. Like, it's awesome. But in the same sense, we also all breathe and we all eat and we all have so many similarities too, right? So it kind of goes with that finding the positive. You can find the differences or you can find the similarities too. And you're right, like diversity makes us so much stronger because, like, yeah, we can teach each other so much from all the cultures. And then also, in the same sense, how we're all the same and we all are human, so human connection. And I find dance is a very deep spiritual thing as well that every culture has. And it's a little bit missing up here in Canada, or my parents didn't give me cowboy boots, or I'm not sure. I'm in Alberta where the cowboys are, so I'm trying to find my dancing culture. But it's cool how we all are different yet the same. So that was interesting to always see that, like the glass is half empty or half full.
Yep.
And I
I've
see
always
that.
been
Go
a
ahead.
half
Sorry.
full type of person.
Yes. And it's funny when to say that, but you really have to practice it all the time. So when I started Spandy Andy as well, it was kind of like faking it a little bit because my negative mind was so strong. But then, of course, after training myself over and over now, I really have become aware of it. And I still have it because, like, I'm surrounded by this culture in North America that I want to blame it on a little bit. But it's like you hear the negativity and you just like stop for a second and you're like, wait a sec, no, I'm thankful. It's
Yeah.
fine. I'm unique and this is my mission and everything's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Do you tell
I
yourself that as much as I do?
Oh my gosh, all the time. I feel like you touched on something like that I think is really important because I think that a lot of people think that it's super easy to just flip over the switch to be positive. But like I've learned that it's a process. It took me a while to get to the point where I actually believed what I was saying. Like I knew that
Yeah,
positivity was good, but I didn't know that once I got to the point where negativity really just kind of bounced off of me instead of absorbing, because like you said, like negativity is thrown at us from different directions. Like there are endless media places out there sending out like negativity stuff, and
yeah,
it's just I think that since I've just started throwing positivity out to the point where like I've collected tons of positive people around me, like for me, like negative things happen, but I'm like, okay, like here's the positive to it though. And it's gotten a lot easier over time. Like it's not something that happened overnight. It's definitely a process to get to where I'm at now.
yeah. It's an everyday practice. It's pretty funny how it goes into that like meditation style spiritual side because it's an everyday practice over and over with your mind to be aware of your thoughts so that you can see the positive and understand that the stories in your head don't have as much value. Don't get too caught up in some of these things that someone will tell me in one of my videos something negative, right? And it does get to me still all the time. So over and over of me realizing like it's not important, it has no value, it's a story made up, you can't make everyone happy. Like I was like reading a children's book with animals in it and someone's like, "No, there shouldn't be animals in it," showing animals in the zoo.
Yeah, you're going in and out. Can you still hear me? Let's see if we can get him back. I think my service is doing all right, so I think we've just got to get him back in, and we will be good. Is Andy frozen? He is in Canada, so it is a lot colder up there, so it is possible that he is frozen up there. But if you guys want to put in some questions or anything like that while we try to get Andy back on, you can do that. Or if you want to put in some New Year's resolutions, if any of you guys have New Year's resolutions, that would be fun to talk about as well. Because, I mean, it is the new year. So that is something that we talk about in the new year. As a life coach, I am not the biggest fan of waiting until January 1st to create resolutions, just because when it comes to resolutions, I think that as soon as you see something that you think needs changed, I think that that's something that you should just like jump on right away. Uh, a lot of people set goals where they set it to where, okay, we're going to start going to the gym uh, later on down the road, January 1st of 2021, we're going to start going to the gym. But when it comes to goal setting, it's more important that you start to actually find ways to add it into your like already habits, your already structure of your day-to-day life. There we go. You're
Sorry
back.
about that. It was meant to be. Keep going. You were saying New Year's resolutions?
Oh yeah, when it comes to any type of resolutions, like I think that it's important to realize that any day can be the start of a resolution. You don't have to wait until January 1st. I personally
Yes.
think that getting into habit of, hey, I want to make this change, let's start today, is a great habit to start. Because if you're the type of person who's always throwing it a month later, a week later, like you'll that will
Yeah.
become habit of what you're doing, and your resolution is going to be postponing anything that you want to change, which isn't a good habit.
Very true. Good call. I agree. It's really important. And every day's a new day. So happy new day, right? So new
Exactly.
resolution, just start that day. And if you didn't make it today, like if you didn't get your push-ups in, you still can do it tomorrow or tonight, right now. Right now. Oh crap. No,
Jump
I
out the car.
gotta. I gotta go. I have commitments. Priorities, people.
Yeah,
But
have
yeah, no
you like
excuses.
do you have any plans for 2021? I know that 2020 kind of knocked some people's plans for that year out. Did you push any back to
Yeah.
2021?
Well, yeah, I'm a live entertainer mainly, so I do like festivals and I'm even do a Christmas show usually. So everything I did got completely postponed. They're all optimistic that we're gonna do it now again next year, so it just got moved 1 year. So it's been a nice year off. Like who gets to have the whole winter and summer off, right? That's rare chance. So I'm taking advantage of that, and then I hope to get right back into performing with live audiences. If that doesn't happen, though, I'm getting way better at this live broadcasting, and I got my Zoom 4K and my special mic. I wish Instagram actually allowed you to use your computer,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I'm ready to go regardless of what the world throws at me.
Yeah, I most definitely miss like the gathering of large groups of people. Like I would say like I'm an extroverted introvert, so like I can do large crowds for a bit and then I need to go back to my room. But like
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to go to VidCon in 2019, and I usually like do the skipping of the year. So 2020 was going to be my skip year anyway, but
Right.
I was lucky enough to get the chance to go to VidCon for their 10-year anniversary, which was a lot of fun.
Wow, awesome. Yeah, I know. I think everybody's so thankful right now that they did do what they did in the past. It was because now we can't do it. So it's like, wow, thank goodness. It was a funny realization.
Yeah.
Oh.
Someone said, "You're introverted?" Yes, yes, I am. I think a lot of people don't realize that sometimes, like internet personalities, we're a little bit different when you put us in large crowds. I feel like you're
It's so
probably an
true.
extrovert because, I mean, remembering when we met, you just like ran into the room and you're just like all full of energy already.
Well, it's funny that like you said though, when I put the spandex on and the like these frames or the camera, all of a sudden it really does kick it in extra. I'm like, I'm in, I'm committed, let's go. And then, when I get home, it's true. I kind of like take it all off and just like want my space to go within and kind of reflect on my.
12 festivals in 2019. I think I,
Sorry, but we all have a little bit of it all, I think, because I look like an extrovert, but I can introvert.
yeah.
And sorry, I just my reception keeps cutting off because I keep going introverted and like shy. So I'm like, cut me off.
Oh gosh. I thought you said it was 2021 and technology glitch anymore. Like, I thought we were in the future.
We are. Okay, wait, the positive. We have an opportunity to fix it. We could be the ones that fix it.
If you'd like to climb those towers up in Canada, go for it. I actually, the company I work for is telecommunication company. So my company actually does repair towers. So we were very busy in 2020 because we were like
Oh,
trying to
wow.
bump up the speeds for everyone because we were perfectly fine in 2019, but when it bogged down with every person in the world using it, like we had to bump
Yeah.
everything up. So my company was very busy.
Wow. Cool. Yeah, we've really accelerated into the future now. Someone called me Pixel Andy. I like that. That could be a new thing. But nice, man. Yeah, good talking. I think I'm finally made it to my destination, so I have a better signal. But any other questions? What else?
So, for people out there that are trying to like get into this type of field to get in, because tons of people always ask me when it comes to how did I build a following? Like, what type of advice would you give to people who are trying to build a platform for themselves?
Okay, good. Yes, like definitely positivity, of course. No, but yeah, it's all about building that community, right? So connecting with your audience is really important, and taking the time to respond to everything, right? And really, it depends what platform you specifically goes with you, because honestly, I haven't hopped on the TikTok wagon. I've been behind. I feel like
Oh,
I'm like an old generation of YouTuber here. But no, yeah, do what you love is so important. And like the numbers don't matter, really. They don't. Like in life you chase money numbers, and then it ends up being the same thing online. You start chasing numbers, and then you think you'll find that happiness once the numbers are at a certain amount. And I learned through my journey that like I would miss out and like always think happiness is in the future, and I actually did like things that go against my morals just to get more numbers. So my advice is more to definitely do what you love and connect with a nice niche community even that really cares. And oh, sorry, my puppy just got here. But yeah, I want to give advice about building an audience, but I'll at the same time I like it's okay if you don't have a big audience. More important is to just share what you love, and yeah,
yeah.
make sure you're happy, and that don't do the clickbait thing. What are your tips? What do you tell people to do? What's your little secret?
For me, I always tell people that, hey, you want to be like your most authentic self. Don't assume that being like another content creator is going to get you a large following because I believe the internet has given us access to reach out to communities that we would never have in our own hometown because probably there's not a lot of people in your hometown running around in spandex, but maybe there are, who knows.
No.
But
I wish.
but I've always just told people like be 100% yourself. Like don't chase
Nice.
and change
Yes.
yourself. Do what you love doing, and your audience will come. And like for me,
Yeah.
I sat at a plateau for a long time. Like I literally sat there like at right around 5,000 for like 2 years, and it just wasn't
Yeah.
going anywhere. But I I did like what you were saying, where I changed some of the things I did to think that I could like start to pull in more people, but it just wasn't me. And I was like, you know what? I even made a video. I was like, hey guys, like I'm going back to the stuff that I originally wanted to make, what I literally am passionate about. And as soon as I did that, like it started to roll, and it's been growing ever since.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that it's awesome that there is no real secret, which is kind of great because yeah, it was my 100th video that went viral, and then it was the front page of Reddit at the time. So then that was kind of like my thing, but I had done 100 videos prior to that, so you never know when it's gonna happen. And then when I did go viral, of course, I thought, that was it. I hit it. I did it, but then it's like, no, now you need another one. Like now you got to produce more content. And then if you take a week off, you're not going to be up on the top of their feed anymore. And then,
Yeah.
I ended up, yeah, I had like a breakdown because I did a video every day in 2015, right before I met you. And that actually mentally was too much. So I had to find that balance. So I
Yeah.
try not. I really like to tell people just to be themselves and do what they love, like you did, and then it just naturally happens, and it grows because positivity naturally attracts positivity and grows.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like it's better to start off with a smaller group and build and then have 100th video go viral, because at that point people can fall back to all the stuff you created before and see other things
Yeah,
that you've done, versus like there's people out there that have gone viral with their first like video that goes online, and then trying
right.
to keep that going is really hard. Like if you sit there and watch numbers, like you can get burnt out really fast.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny how the numbers are so important. Like it's such a silly human thing. Like right now, I looked up like, ooh, 22 watch and or whatever. Like it's funny. Like, and you always, of course, when you post content, that's how you judge it if it did well. You're like, ooh, lots of comments. Wow, I better do that. And it's funny all these like judgments on these numbers that we do, and then like all the overthinking in our heads because of it. It's like, oh, I should have done the caption like this. Oh wait, oh no, wait, delete it, redo it. Did you see it? Hey, it went up with the wrong screen. No. And then meanwhile it's like 2 hours later for you to post this post of you eating a spring roll, and you're like, why, and like, why do I care so much?
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely done content where like I wanted it to get a lot more views because I felt like it was a better message. Like I've done anti-bullying videos where I talked about like things I'd gone through, and I'm like, this is going to be a great message. And then it's like 98 views, doesn't get any more. And then it's like I dump food on my head, like with my friend Jasmine, and it's just like 12,000 in the first hour. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I guess that's I guess that's good. 12,000 of me being crazy.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to make a difference here. That's why the crazy part is then you'll start pouring food on yourself because you're like, this works, right? And then like someone, I have done lots of slow mo videos pouring food on myself, and I've gotten the comments that are like, "Do you know kids are starving?" Like you,
Yeah.
so you even have to be careful there. Make sure that it lands in a recyclable bowl so you can
Yeah.
have it after. But yeah, no, it's funny too. And one other thing I'd like to comment on is making videos that you think will do really well. Even sometimes I'm like, this is it. This is the video that goes, and then nothing happens. And then you'll post another video that you don't even care about or you're not even too pleased with, but you committed to, and it actually does go. So I just find that like over judging it is like the biggest thing that I want other people to try to avoid. Just like produce, create, put it out, and do the next. Like, don't worry too much about overthinking. Is the audience doing this? Should I have done that? Or I need the right equipment or anything like that.
Yeah. I think that your joy should come from the content being put on the internet. Like that you've got the freedom to put that stuff out there. And honestly, like I've been like given opportunities that I never thought existed because people have seen my content online. And like one of my most popular videos was something that I posted like 4 or 5 years ago, and that one took off. And my new ones are still kind of slower moving. So like just because something doesn't take off right away doesn't mean that later on that message will sit well with people. And I mean, that 2020 was a year of like YouTubers started realizing that content that they created in the past will come back and haunt them. So you have to be careful what you put out there and be aware that like people watch it. Like something you posted 6 years ago, 10 years ago is still searchable on the internet.
Yeah, one thing I do like to say is like when I grew up on the internet as like the first generation of internet, or I knew that anything that went on the internet, as soon as it's out there, it's gone, it's out of your control. And I've noticed like in the last year, everybody's saying, "Can you believe that this stuff on Instagram is controlled and like they own it?" And so I want, yeah, it is a good reminder, like anything you do on the internet, it's gone no matter what, like that's inevitable. So that can be a scary thing, but I guess being authentic and vulnerable, I still believe is okay. And a lot of those YouTubers did just apologize, which was great because it showed that they're growing too as people. And I think I love a person that can apologize and say that they make mistakes
Yeah.
because we all do. So anyone that thinks they haven't, I don't trust as much.
I mean, I personally, like, for a while, when it came to being online, I knew that I didn't want to offend people. I didn't want to hurt people's feelings. And so a lot of the times I would just like really have a standoffish view or an opinion on anything. And it wasn't until I actually like was like, hey, this is my opinion. Like it's gonna upset some people. I lost followers like this past year. Like I'm very passionate about equality across the board for everyone. And like when I kind of switched platforms and started angling it towards like the Black Lives Matter, I was surprised that like 5,000 dropped within a day. And I was
Wow.
just like, I mean, good riddance. Like
Yeah.
I've learned that when I'm projecting exactly who I am, I start to attract people who think very similar to me. And honestly, I like the people who watch my content, the people who comment on everything. Like I've created such a loving community. Like I'm okay that I lost the people that didn't agree with the other things because it's what I stood for. And if they didn't like it, then it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's so important. And I noticed someone mentioned it earlier that like confidence too is it's such an important thing. It's funny, like just being proud of yourself and confident and like yeah, that's why I love the word pride that the like the LGBT community always has. Like my brother always used it and I'm like, I'm taking pride back for the straight man. But no, it's like have that pride, be proud of who you are and stick to it. And when anyone says you lose followers, exactly, they weren't the right ones for you. And then that builds a better, stronger community of people that matter. And it's crazy that how true that is because I online I'm, trying to sell maybe even a product and then somebody gets mad at me for that. It's like you were never going to support me or buy it anyway. So like block and good riddance. And then the ones that care do purchase and support right away and it weans them out. So yeah, it's it's awesome how that works. Being authentic always.
Yeah. I
It's a lot of
I
snow.
yeah. As he just leaves.
Happy new Monday. Oh, oh, Wim Hof. You guys know Wim Hof?
Oh,
Have you heard of Wim Hof? You're supposed to just like fight the cold.
oh
Oh,
my gosh.
oh, oh. It's my willpower. I can do it.
Oh my gosh.
But
Yeah.
hey, awesome talking with you. We might have to do
Yeah.
this again in the summer too. A recap?
Yeah. Maybe we can run into each other at one of these face-to-face playlists or VidCons again if they ever start face-to-face again.
Yeah, I hope so. I can't wait for the next playlist. I'll be like Florida for sure. Whew, looking. uh, I'm losing my hair though. I think I'm gonna be Spandy Andy with a hat from now on. That's it. I'm still positive, and then I'll be unique and I'll wear it like this.
There you go.
I'm coming back 2021, baby. Yeah, Are
That's perfect. What was that?
are are you planning to go to Playlist Live
I
if it's
most definitely would
if
love
it's
to go to
on?
Playlist Live. Thankfully, like my career now uh, allows a lot more vacation freedom. So I was supposed to go to the last one they had in Orlando, but I got canceled because my job wouldn't let me. But now I kind of
Yeah.
create my own schedule a little bit more. So I'm looking forward to that type of stuff again.
Awesome. Perfect. We'll do it. We'll have to collab, do a little dance or something, right?
We can try. I am
Yeah.
definitely the most white boy when it comes to dancing. Like, my sisters are both phenomenal. I did not get that gene.
That's good. The positive means your dance is funny.
Yeah,
You'll
we were
get
just
more
playing date
laughs.
night, and it was rough. Like, I got 5 stars on it, and I was like, this game is broken. I know that I'm not a 5 star dancer for Just Dance. And then, like, my nephew, who's 4, got 5 stars, and I was like, it's broken. This game is just here to make you feel good about yourself.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Well, I tell people there's no wrong way to dance, and even when you're off beat, that's your own beat. So, that's it. There's always a reason, and I love all the different styles of dance. There's no one way.
Most
Even
definitely.
even this guy
How
can
many dogs
dance.
do you have now?
So I had three, but currently just this guy because he's such a good traveler.
Okay. I think you
Uh-oh.
found a place of new ground.
Uh-oh, yeah. Dang it. I know it's really bad here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Can you come here and like add to the towers or something? You said
Yeah,
you do
sure.
that.
Just open up the border because right now a lot of countries don't want Americans there.
Sure,
So
right? I
I've
know,
been
yeah.
forbidden.
Well, I know it's crazy. Like when we went grocery shopping today and found out that only one of our group could go into the grocery store, so the two of us sat in the car and just like had to FaceTime our groceries together. Like, so we're all figuring it out different ways, I guess. No one wants Americans, according to Ilmi.
Yeah.
What?
I was supposed to go to Italy this past year, and COVID blocked all of that. And I want to do it again. I want to make some more plans, or Iceland. Like I've got some plans, but right now I just need other
Yeah.
countries to allow me to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So good. We're all getting ready, and like when this thing finally is opened up, like holy, we're all going crazy, right? Because it's like everybody's just waiting. You, me, everyone else. Like, can I book this plane ticket? Right. So I can't wait. I want to almost start a plan a party. What could we call it? Like the end of the pandemic? Like,
The New
what's a
World Party, the beginning
new
of the New World.
world party? I know, yeah, you have to be careful with that new world because, like, some conspiracy theorists like, don't do it, don't dance. That's what they want you to do. And when you dance, they're controlling you. Don't do it.
That's
Look what
fine.
they did. Everybody's dabbing now, and that's so stupid. No, the
Oh
world's
gosh,
glitching.
that would be great.
That's what we can hope for anyway. But yeah, that is going to be an interesting time. I can't wait. Who knows? They're trying to scare us with different strains, but we don't want to get too excited too soon.
Yeah. Hope
Yeah.
for the best. Stay positive. Stay safe.
Stay
Try to keep
positive.
yourself and everyone healthy. Like,
Exactly. Take this time, everybody, to work on your dance moves. This is your opportunity, Drummond. Come on. You said you didn't like the way you moved. You got all this free time at home. You know what's really fun? Socks on the kitchen floor, moonwalk. Ow!
You just need to create like some how-to videos online, and then I'll
Yeah.
use those to teach myself.
Okay, I actually do plan coming up to do like a live dance class for fun. So I'm gonna maybe call you out on that. I want to see you front row or
Sounds good.
front digital screen.
I'll just jump right on stage with you at Playlist Live, and I'll be a pro by then.
Yes, you know I grab people out from the audience, right? You've seen, so I'll be looking for sure. And I always bring extra spandex, and it's one size fits all with that stuff.
Perfect.
Awesome. You guys heard it, right? Everybody watching, sexy male body. You want to see a sexy male body at Playlist? You'll have to come.
Buy
We're
your tickets
planning it
now.
out. Exactly. We better tell Playlist we're promoting them already. No, it is such a good time. The Playlist family is the best. Anybody that watching, I it's my favorite one. That's like one of my favorite communities of all the conferences I attend for sure.
Yeah, I just since I've been like the security has jumped it up a lot. Like I know DC is really high on security just because it's our nation's capital. But like I
Yeah,
remember like the first playlist I went to, like we could literally just walk up to each other, and like now it's like after you hit a certain following, like you're behind a steel gate. And I'm just like, oh no,
right.
disconnect.
I know it is a bummer. I'm kind of lucky. I'm not that big. I'm like a Z-list celeb, so it's perfect because like I can still
To
go
walk around.
out there. Yeah. And so I kind of get it when the other ones don't, because it's like, what do you mean? Let's go for a walk. And then all of a sudden it's like, ah! Everyone's like screaming and chasing them. And I'm like, oh,
Yep.
okay, I get it. Fine.
Have you had a moment where you've met someone that you like really admire off of YouTube at one of the events?
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely like still even fanboyed myself, which is pretty funny because like I've experienced it the other way. So now I'm like, oh, I can handle this. I'm gonna be normal. Just act normal. Just act calm. I'm like, wait, this isn't fanboying. No, it isn't. Oh my God, can I get a selfie? Like, let's just get it. Let's get this done. I need a selfie. It's like, wait, no, I wanted to talk to them more, but you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. Like a couple of times, even like prank versus prank, Jesse was like in my hotel room just hanging with me, and I'm like, why do I have to tell everyone on my phone and grab it and capture this moment? Like it's like, no, just experience it. You know, you're a celebrity too, Spandy. But like, no, he was like next level. So
Yeah.
he still is. He's on like billboards for Netflix and all kinds of things. So yeah, I still fanboy. It's pretty funny, that emotional thing, hey?
Yeah, I've definitely hit a lot of moments where I've fanboyed over people, and it's funny because some people that I really fanboyed over, like in the beginning, like are now people that I'm actually close friends with now, and it's weird to see them as like people and talk to them on the normal level that we don't get to do when we're fanboying, but like it makes it a lot easier to
Yeah.
just walk up to people and talk to them like normal people because when people fanboy over me in like different events, like I get so awkward. Like
Yeah. I
it's
know it is hilarious, but yeah, like it is so true that everybody's human. Like even all the stars that you meet, they are just like everyday people. It is totally normal. But you feel like you know them so well, and then it ends up kind of being a one-way thing if you've watched all their videos per se, right? So you know everything about them, and they're just like, "Hi," and you're like, "Dude, come on, I know your family."
yeah, I can name all your dogs.
Yeah, right. So yeah, no,
I
it's
think
it's
I think
cool.
that's the best part though about like YouTubers is because like you do feel like you know them, and when you meet them, like they're still the same person. Whereas like celebrities that are in movies, like you fall in love with the characters that they play.
Right.
Then when you meet them in real life, a lot of times it's nothing like what you were expecting. But like YouTubers, especially the ones that are like vlogging all the time, you feel
Yeah.
like it's someone that you've kind of hung out with all the time already.
That's so true because like growing up, I watched Ace Ventura at Pet Detective, and that was my favorite thing. And I thought like that was actually him in real life. I was like, he is like he loves animals. Like you can be this. This is a real thing that I'm gonna work towards. Like, and then it's like, no, that's the movies. But with YouTube, yeah, it really is like the true, like, people just pop it open inside their homes right now. We're here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's got that, but I better go here anyway now that I'm home. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me. Thank you for kicking off 2021. I think that you're literally the perfect person for that because ever since I met you, like positivity has just been flowing out of your channels. So I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a good year, and hopefully we can connect again.
yeah, thank you so much for having me on here. Awesome chatting with you, and keep it up. It sounds like everything you're doing's working. Your numbers are bigger than mine on here, so you might have met me on playlists and thought I was up on that, but you're the star now. So thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good
Happy
one.
and healthy. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the key words. Happy and healthy, everybody. Much love and look forward to dancing with everybody at the end of the pandemic party. Woo! We'll see you there. Okay, peace
See
and
ya.
love.